Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. This is a Twitch recap from I don't know how long ago because I am very behind on everything. Many apologies. But we are starting off with a correction for our Callisto Lander mission that is going to make a small burn way out here to set itself up for a Callisto flyby that will help adjust our orbit into hopefully getting us into something that closely resembles a capture somewhere in the not too distant future is the plan. Anyway, we will be touching back on this mission shortly, or I guess in the coming few episodes, I suppose, although nothing interesting has happened yet. And with that correction made and the course set, we can now return to old me doing Venus launches. Alright, SAS is on, throttle is set to full. Here goes. Ignition. Spooled. Clamps off. And we're going. So our TWR after the stage is .22. 6 kilometers per second, taking 15 minutes to round out. So we have 6 kilometers per second. We're going to need about 3 of it here to get to orbit, but it's going to be really inefficient unless we just lob it high. So maybe that's just what we'll do. There's an MMO that came out for VR and has mixed reviews, but you really want it. Tough call. I mean, usually I like to talk to people who play it or watch it on YouTube for people that are doing not sponsored things and make my decision based on that. Come on. I thought SAS was off, but yeah, we are really starting to scoot here. I think I just want to be a little under. I'm going to ignore my relative inclination based on my rendezvous planner and just go with what I have gleaned from lobbing 2 other things at Venus recently, which is about this. We'll see if I'm entirely wrong, mostly wrong, or partially wrong, but it's a good bet that I'm going to be wrong. That is a lot of deviation. I did not want nearly that much. I wanted like a degree or 2. 25 kilometers at Mach 2, coming into 45 degrees. That's what I'd like to see. Let's get out of this atmospheric soupiness and straight on till morning. You better be bringing me back one of those brownies, Lucy. Oh good. I do have roll control with my twin engine nozzles. Alright, so I'm going to shoot for 250-ish. How's that sound, human person? Good, bad, horrible? And hopefully we can just give it a good solid kick at the end of the stage. Lots of time till we're in orbit, eh? Yeah, I'm gonna overshoot 250 by quite a whole lot. So you know what? Let's just shoot this down the horizon and go for broke. Let's also ditch these fairings and fuck me. Too off prograde. I forgot about that. I completely Completely forgot about that. Goodbye, decoupler, and goodbye, Venus Love Truck. It's been swell. Space Center. I'm not going to sit here and watch this thing die.
And moving quietly along to what can only be described as not now Cassini, we will turn our attention to our Origami 4T, which is bound for Titan, which has another mid-course correction to perform to hopefully put it on a nice flyby path of Titan. We have been making some small aero braking passes, trying to normalize our orbit with Titan so that eventually we can go ahead and make that big burn for capture and get this long-running mission to its exciting conclusion, where we deploy a glider into Titan's atmosphere and hopefully get science from more than one biome. So a couple of quick taps from our AJ-10 and we will be on course. Now we'll just use some RCS to adjust this in and put us on a nice path to cut through Titan's very upper atmosphere, where we can enjoy some of the effects of drag without burning up and exploding, is the general plan, at least for most of it. We will be making some slight tippy-tap corrections here just to kind of ensure all of that. And hopefully we'll be able to get some quality science on the way, but we'll go ahead and set up our Kerbal alarm clock, because we'll have to come back and deal with this again in the very near future. But changing gears once again, we will jump back to Earth and get set up for our second attempt at launching the Venus Love Truck on its way to, Venus. So I will finish the launch setup and then turn you over to Old Me live during the broadcast.
Bingo, let's do this. Alright, SAS is on. Throttle is set to full. Ignition. It's good, clamps off. We're rolling. Bad feeling, my old friend. It's a tried and true method. The best method. Obviously. Alright, and maybe we'll just give it a little bit of lean right off the bat. Why not? Who knows? It'll work or it won't. I've failed at this 3 times already. What's another one? Not an exploit at all. Nope, it is realism. It is the realistics. Your pizza ball is ready at the worst possible moment. Hurry up, Wook. I think you have at least a minute until I screw this up. Oh man. It's like a calzone is like a pizza, but the sauce is on the outside. What's it called when it's like a calzone, but the sauce is on the inside? I think it starts with an S. Slutty brownies achieved. Nice. I want a brownie. We have a delivery cookie place here. That, like, oh my god, the cookies are amazing, but good luck getting your cookies in less than, like, an hour. Man, I really want some delicious baked goods. Feeling slighted at the moment. Alright, let's lean into this. We're going to be orbital before we know it. 38 kilometers. We can push past prograde without tearing the rocket apart. Best cookie delivery place. Took forever, but we got a cookie cake. Nice. Oh, breakfast cookies. I want breakfast cookies. Yeah, I'm gonna end up being way too high. But you know what? We're just gonna lean into this 5 degrees above horizon and burn for broke and not ditch those fairings until much, much later. Yep, these things do happen, human person. Your roommate's got a s'mores cookie cake thing. Ah, man. I mean, I do have chili waiting on me when I'm done here, but it's certainly no cookies. Do these engines throttle? Yes, they do. How low? How low can we go? 51%. You know, I'll take that. Let's just stretch this burn time out as much as we can. Let that prograde fall into line. 50%, not bad. Well, we're getting ready to hit Miko any dang way. There it is. Bearing SEP. Stage SEP and ignition. Three minutes to apogee. Go ahead and activate RCS and then promptly turn it off because we want to lock these tanks for much later. No action groups available. Fine. Are we missing a solar panel? Or did we only get 3 for a reason? Extend. 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 RCS to arm. Why is there so much... Why are we being so combative about our roll? Okay, throttle up, Crash. Good. Good call. I wasn't aware the RL-10 throttled, but let me... Yeah, no, RL-10 does not throttle. So, either way, good call. Good call. Oh, Lucy, what did you do? The rocket didn't kill itself. Oh, Lucy, I'm sorry. Too many lulls. Alright. I'm going to have to reduce that count. I'm very sorry, Nightbot has been... Bad, Nightbot. Bad. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna keep judging with the roll here. 2 minutes 45. Right under prograde. How... Oh man, we got like... What are you doing, friend? Alright, fine. You know what? You don't want to face the right way with roll, that's okay. You just do this. And hopefully we'll still get there. Do I have Seppuku? No? Angle up. No, wait, that's move on. Alright, we'll angle up. Human person wants to angle up. We'll angle up. Apparently 2 minutes is not nearly long enough to buy our way into orbit. So now I'm wondering if we'll have the Delta V to get to Venus, because it is a non-optimal off-plane transfer. Alright, let's do the math. If we can burn 6 kilometers per second in 12 minutes, it means it'll take us 6 minutes to burn 3. So yeah, we're about double what we need to. So really, we should be 45 degrees above our prograde vector to make that a thing. But you know, of course, the differential equation is slopey, not straight, so we're just kind of loosely guessing at it here. And I wonder if that time to apogee is kicking down in real time, and do I need to up angle by more than that to deal with my way too long below appropriate angle? So we'll just park it. Let's see. Doing this gives us 1500 meters per second towards going up and 1500 meters per second going out, which is obviously not the 3 kilometers per second going out that we need to achieve orbit. But we are in fact raising our time to apogee 6 kilometers per second. So when that's about 6.5 kilometers per second, we should be able to divide that in half-ish. Kind of rationalizing. This looks good. Then angle tack down. Alright. We don't want to raise time to apo. We just want to hold it where it is until we're within 2 minutes, right? And yeah, we might be going fast enough to where we can really bite into it. Still raising it. Now it's falling. Let's just keep with that. You just want to get there. Dink, dink. Yeah, I think falling at 1/10 of a second per second. So actually biting our time well more than we need to. I think we'll continue this angling down. Will you burn the roof of your mouth on this thing or not? My guess is yes. That is a very good plan, Beastly Pig. I'd like to say that's what I shoot for also, although I'm really bad at it. Time to apo is locked in. Let's just go ahead and aim down the horizon. I think we're well within our threshold here. Maybe 2 or 3 degrees above. Let's just keep with that. Try to be somewhat efficient here with our hassle stage. I hope the engine doesn't fail. I have no idea what variant of RL-10 this is. None whatsoever. Or even if it's rated for this much burn time. Alright, I think we need 3,700 meters per second or so to get to Venus. We've got these RCS booms that we can compensate with. But it's gonna be real close. 2 minutes out. Alright, angle it in. Well, say when I switched the engine, I would have switched the tanks and redone that. And outside of losses to boil off, yeah, it looks like we're dead even. So at least I made the tanks the right one. There's that. And we're walking up time to apogee. Oh, actually, thrust would be a pretty good indicator. 99 kilonewtons of thrust. If somebody wants to go and check, I think that's the... Oh... Never mind, I don't know. But I think it is the most updated variant of the RL-10 I have available. Which I think has 15 minutes of runtime. Okay, we are coming up on orbital insertion. We got plenty of juice left. We're in good shape here. Yeah. Yes, the A4-1 or 2 sounds very familiar. Oh, Periasis is rising so slowly. Come on, Centaur 3 engine. Come on, come on, come on. Maybe it's going to be a lot closer than I thought. There's camera change. 3-4 shutting down. 411 by 152. Hey, it's in orbit. We'll take it.
And while this window is not the most efficient Venus transfer window, it looks like we're still well within threshold to go ahead and deploy this mission on its way anyway. So we'll go ahead and deal with all the fun things with Mech Jeb and see that exactly how bad this transfer window actually is. And the answer is, it's not great. I think even under best circumstances, we're still going to be at the very, very, very top end of what we have left really to deal with. I mean, 3950 left in the tank, and it looks like we can get a node, right around there somewhat. But I will spend an inordinately long amount of time trying to tweak this ejection burn so that we can get something that might approximate an intercept. It's been a very, very long time since I've plotted an interplanetary ejection burn without Mech Jeb, so excuse me while I'm extraordinarily rusty on this front. I really don't think I've had to do this since, like stock KSP many, many years ago, although my reliance on Mech Jeb is obviously a weak point here. Mech Jeb just refuses to plot for me a node that doesn't absolutely suck, and I can already hear you typing in the comments now that maybe I should try for a polar Earth orbit and do my ejections that way. I'm not opposed to giving it a try sometime in the very, very near future. I'm just worried about exactly how bad I'm going to suck at it. Anyway, we will end up with a node that is 3645 meters per second, which is actually well within our budget. And if we use a little bit of our RCS, that actually gives us a little left over, although I doubt we'll be hanging on to it for such. So with the second light of our RL-10 upper stage, we will start to go ahead and make our way onto Venus. Now, this is, a pretty long burn, not by ejection standards, but 5 minutes plus. Not bad. So, solar panels are static. They're always going to be there as long as we're facing into the sun. We should be good. Comms are now deployed and active, and we'll just make sure that our upper fuel tanks are in fact locked, so we're not draining some of our maneuvering and adjustment fuel from our payload stage before we need to. Of course, that will require reorienting ourselves because we're basically going to face first dive into Venus's atmosphere, hopefully without a secondary pass because, that's just silly. We're just going to go straight for landing. We just have to remember that we need to dive in prograde, which is not exactly standard, although that is how we do all of our resupplies at Mars and at Venus, is to dive in face first. So, it's a thing. It is a thing that we do. So with our burn rounding out its last 500 or so meters per second, it does look like I was not the best in executing. We're about 3 minutes past node on a 5-minute burn. It's not the greatest. And at engine shutdown, 27 meters per second. Over the fact we still do not have our intercept. So a little bit of tweaking, looks like 15 meters per second puts us in the SOI, and then we'll just try to dial it in. I would like this mission to come in polar, because we do not have any surface data on the near polar regions of Venus. So that is our mission objective here, is to put this truck down and hopefully get at least one biome, maybe two. We'll have to check the maps just to verify where everything is, and of course it will probably have to do with a little bit more correction than this, but we are 90 meters a second of delta V away from hitting our goal, which, yeah, due to some badly timed things doesn't work out quite the way we want it to, and then SAS fighting us the whole time as per usual. But at least we are in the SOI, and that's what truly matters. So we will unlock the fuel on our topmost thrusters for stability's sake, and then go ahead and just bring this telemetry on in, and then try to adjust it just over the poles. Now that is an intercept course. We'll just go ahead and see what it's going to take to adjust us outward on the way up, or on the way in. It is rather expensive, but I think we can put up with that. It's not the worst thing in the world. But in make not bad times, there we go. We will jump back out to our Callisto lander now that the Venus Love Truck is well underway, and get ready for our next flyby of Callisto itself. And hopefully we'll be able to scoop up some pretty decent science. I mean, that was the goal. There's our other official Kerbal alarm clock. It's nice to have all of these other missions requiring our attention right in the middle of a very crucial Venus transfer window. But yeah, that's why we call it Not Now Cassini. So, as we make our approach, we're still about 11 hours out. We'll start to set up Flight Computer. This was just a demonstrator node to see how much Delta V it would take to just burn for broke and try to capture into orbit. And of course, it is out of our budget currently. So we are 2, maybe 3 flybys left until we can actually go ahead and make this capture maneuver. But in the meantime, it does give us a unique opportunity to gather some orbital science to make sure that we don't need to keep anything in orbit. We can just go ahead and use the capture stage for that last initial burst before landing, like we did on Ganymede, and ditch it into the surface without any real complaints. Not like it has any comms or relay or science equipment on it anyway, so we're not losing much by crash landing it. I just sure hope it was sanitized and ready for all of the things. So our first run through, I don't even remember anymore, did not yield very much. As I recall, I don't think we actually got much good science on this pass. Maybe when we got in a little closer. Currently in space high over Callisto's cratered Midlands. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of like the last 2 flybys, or the last one, where it was all biomes I'd already hit. But as we come in nice and low, we'll go ahead and unlock the fuels. Our periapts us down to about 38.7 kilometers. Should be well within tolerance, but what we don't have is a connection. So any science we do glean, we'll just have to deal with. Now it does look a little perilous coming into these rocks, so a quick light of the AJ-10 just to make myself feel better, and then a little bit of time warping as we just swing to within about 30 seconds, and there it is. Nothing new. Just over the cratered Midlands again, and into a very nice Jupiter rise. That's going to do it for this one, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So, until then, see you later.